Hello and welcome to another episode of Kitzecast. We are absolutely 100% billion trillion. You know we're not back, but we are so back actually. So welcome to whatever the fuck episode of Kitzecast this is. I really missed this. I finally set up my camera to be plugged into this new laptop and the microphone to be plugged into this new laptop. And now we should have a podcast because that was the problem before, right? I'm gonna try to automate my way again into uploading these episodes, this time with AGI agents. Last time I tried this, it was with CLI scripts. Now I'm gonna try to do something when I press finish, like agents should take this and magically distribute it to YouTube and Spotify. How hard it is to do that. Speaking of, we're gonna go on topics. We're gonna go on tangents. We're gonna go to places. I'm gonna take you to there and back and to all sorts of places. I get this frustration that I can see how computing is going to look in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And I'm frustrated that it's not there yet. Like I cannot just say now, hey, stop the video, make sure it's on YouTube and Spotify. You have my credentials. You have my 1Password. You can see my computer. I can give you accessibility things. You can click around. You can do everything. You can retry until it's live. And it's going to look like that. Like Apple will have to come up with some version of the OS where everything is voice control or everything is like the computer kind of reads your mind. So take this prediction, watch it 2 years later. You're going to be like, damn, he was right. All right. I don't know why I started talking about that because we go on tangents, right? Your boy tried ADHD medicine for like a week, didn't work. Then I tried increasing the dose to a double dose, didn't fucking work. The only thing that it gave me is like heart palpitations. I could hear my heartbeat in my head and like I think the only thing that ADHD medication I tried Ritalin fixed is that's an insane way to insert that in the middle of the sentence. That's the most ADHD way. Like ADHD people talk in parentheses. Like this podcast, oh my God, that would be such a good name for a podcast, parentheses within parentheses. Because you start a sentence and you in parentheses, even when I write emails, I do this. I open another sentence and I'm like, shit, I need more levels of parentheses. And now I lost my train of thought. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but it's still a better podcast than whatever else bullshit you're listening. Joe Rogan, Schmogan? Whatever the fuck you're listening out there, this is better. I have no fucking idea what I was saying, and that's the entire point of the podcast. I've been working on a new app. Of course, we're going to go on another tangent called DMX. So you can check it out at dmx.to. I put a YouTube video yesterday on my main channel and I put a pin tweet about it. And I'm starting 15 days of shipments. Guys, I've been stuck. Like I got some inshipatitis disease, I swear to God, that's what I call it, that I couldn't wrap up a project. Like I would hype people up about something, let's say about the Benji test flight, which is finally live. And then as soon as a lot of people were interested and they were like, damn, son, this is fire. Like I would get to the last 10% and I would be like, you know what, time to work on CZ now. Oh yeah, I was talking about the ADHD medication, just to finish that story. It didn't work for me because it caused a lot of side effects. The only benefit that I got was it controlled my appetite. So don't let this Nike t-shirt fool you and the Apple watches and the whoops and all of this is all performative fitness. Okay. I'm the furthest I've been from being fit. In November, I got everyone hyped up. No, in October, that I was losing like a kilo per week and it was working. I got to 98 point something kilos. Everyone on Twitter was like, fuck yeah, he's going to make it. And then, the cycle happened again. I went to London, I went to USA and God, why didn't I do Kitzecast earlier? Now I want to tell you about London. I want to tell you about USA. I want to tell you about the ADHD pills. I want to tell you about everything, for fuck's sake. I missed you guys. I miss ranting here. And of course, I'm doing this. Like I'm about to, as I said, let's just go back to, I'm doing shipments, like 15 days of shipments. I shipped the first app yesterday. I'm about to ship the second app today. And in the middle of setting up everything, the landing page, some permissions don't work, blah, blah, blah. I decide like, you know what? Let me just fiddle with my camera setup, with my microphone. So this inshipatitis is like there's an amazing book that I read about this a couple of times called The War of Art. And it's like some friction is happening in your life, like intentionally to fuck you over so you don't actually release your things properly. And I got tired of it and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do shipments. And I released the first app yesterday and it made like a couple $100. I'm releasing the second one today and I'm going to make sure to release every fucking thing until Christmas, and then I know that everything is released. And I've been expecting people to give me money for things that are local on my computer. That's fucking insane. I'm like, oh man, I'm using this every day and it's awesome. Why doesn't it make money? Because from you using it to actually distributing it to other people, there's like so many layers there. So if someone looks at DMX, for example, which is an app for Twitter, tweeting, whatever. Like a lot of skeptics will be like, oh, bro, I can vibe code this, in a day. First of all, no, you can, because I've been vibe coding this and it's never a day. It's like too many fucking things that you need to make work. So I finally started making apps in native Swift, which I don't properly understand. So vibe coding something that you don't understand, it's not easy at all. Second of all, on the day of the release, like Twitter decides to change from DMs to chat, and like most of the things break in the app. So I have to issue an update. Updates, downloads, Sparkle. Like there's so many moving parts on like how to distribute a macOS app, how to make the CI work, how to make the cloud builds, and then people download versions and change logs. There's like so many fucking moving parts. I've been losing my mind over this. So I started like 2 weeks ago with like, I'm gonna release the app with no updates, just a zip file that people can download macOS only. 2 weeks later, I have an ecosystem of Swift apps and a platform for distributing them, downloading them, uploading them, and updating them and everything. And let me just mute my watch so we can just focus here and actually do this fucking podcast. So yeah, things are chaotic as always. LLMs are helping a lot in my craziness of trying to ship too many things at once. What I was saying is I was tired of this inshipatitis and a bunch of apps being local and people not giving me money for apps that can just be out there. Like once I ship DMX, yeah, there might be an update from time to time about something, but it's like a made app that works and people can give me money for it. It's not going to be an insane amount of, it's not even MRR, it's just like a one-time payment, but I just want to give people an opportunity to be like, hey, this is useful, it's making me more productive, pay $19, that's it. So I'm going to do that with a couple of desktop apps. Here's a little bit of spoiler of what I'm releasing. So a couple of Swift apps, and then people will be like, wait, how do you do this? How did you ship so many Swift apps at once? You're not even a Swift developer. Then I'm releasing a Swift boilerplate, which is ready on my computer, which allows you to ship a Swift app, which is connected to license checking and updates and downloads and whatever through the service that I made. And people were like, wait, what's that service? On the next day, we release the actual service. That's going to be a SaaS. That's going to be a subscription where you can like host all of your Mac apps and Electron apps and blah, blah, blah. It's going to take care of updates and downloads. And I never, like, the target audience for this podcast is, of course, nerds, and you understand what I'm saying, but I always want to expand more and reach to a more general audience. And I feel guilty when I'm talking about nerdy things, but I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want, and whoever it reaches, it reaches. I think I've been overthinking that part of, like, who is my YouTube channel for? Like, it's that bell curve meme. It's like, just upload videos, and then it's like, no, but it needs to be the optimal target audience, the thumbnail, and then it goes back down to just fucking upload videos. So I'm glad that I cured this inshipatitis yesterday by releasing this, because now I feel like I can do the next thing. And let me tell you, even when you do this song and dance for like the billionth time I release something, it's equally scary and you get the equal amount of friction, and it's equally like the forces of life are gonna try to go against you equally. It's incredible. It doesn't, like, you can train this muscle as much as you want, but in the end of the day, it's still hard to press that publish button. It's like, is the landing page ready? And the checkout is like so many moving parts to go from, let's talk from landing page. Like the landing page needs to load and everything needs to be fine, right? People are like, oh, there's a bug in the animations. They're freezing or flickering or whatever. That, let's say you fix all of that. Then you have the buy button. So people click buy. You need a backend somewhere to generate a checkout link, a checkout flow for the user, right? Or you can just use checkout links in Polar or Lemon Squeezy or whatever. That needs to load. You need to open the thing. The people fill in the information, and then once they check out, they need to go to a success page. On that success page, ideally, you would fetch their license and show them their license, even though you send them via email, and you need a download button. Download from fucking where? Probably from your private GitHub, which people don't have access to. So you need like a proxy sitting between you and a private, between the user and the GitHub private repo, which is actually the app that I'm working on, the SaaS, which you will be able to use. So you got to make sure like the checkout page and the download button and everything works. Then they download the app, the installer works. Then we have icons. Apple now has liquid dark icon, liquid clear icon, liquid light icon, and they're packed in a different format. And on old versions of macOS, you need a fallback format. And on new versions of macOS, it needs to fall in line with the other things in the document. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, there's too many moving parts. And then people launch the app, and the app needs to maybe ask for permissions and whatever. It needs like an onboarding wizard, and people need to license the fucking app, and people need to, like, once the app launches, it's going to be like, hey, do you want to get updates? always, now, in the future, auto install, background checks whether the license works and shit. And it's like, on the surface, it looks like, oh, this is simple. But when you dig down into it, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like releasing the thing is very, very annoying. Like, everything, kudos to everything. Like the worst presidential speech. Like, hey, I want to address the nation today. Kudos to everything. Thank you. I wanted to say kudos to everyone who ever shipped anything ever. Bro, like, especially these vibe coders who have no idea about the code they're writing. Like, they don't know TypeScript, they don't know Swift, they don't know anything. Swift in this case. And if you launch a thing and it works for other people and you make money from it, you're a fucking champion. So tap myself on the back. I am a champion. What I've been saying regarding the fitness and shit, I've been like super into the fitness stuff, losing weight, healthy life, long morning routine. Like, these are the 2 cycles in my life. So I flipped from that, went to London, went to USA, came back, bought a laptop. Finally, I'm not docked to my Mac Studio. I have a MacBook Pro now, which I'm docking, which means I can undock it and work anywhere, which is a horrible idea. In the sauna, I used to do journaling and breathing and meditating and other shit. Now in the sauna, I just take my laptop and I stay in the infrared sauna, which is bad. I don't know if I talked about this here, but I cured my shoulder pain kind of this summer and I've been doing great until now. For a month, I've been just waking up, opening my eyes, getting coffee, going on the laptop all day, and the shoulder and the other shit is slowly coming back. Um, I just realized why I don't do Kitzecast, because everything that I'm gonna tell you, I've said it before. I don't know why are you listening. Go listen to fucking NBC or some science shit, or Huberman or Brian Johnson telling you that you should ice your nuts in the sauna or whatever, because I'm gonna tell you what you've already heard a trillion fucking times, and I'm tired of this cycle that I have a training schedule tomorrow and maybe I will go and maybe I won't go, and depends on the alarm, and the alarm depends on the blocker whether I'm gonna go to sleep, and I won't go to sleep. And it's like always the fucking same cycle. And I've been trying to solve it, and it's never going to be solved, even with ADHD medication or without ADHD medication. It's all good. And you repeat that until you die. And that's fucking it. And that's depressing, but it is what it is, dude. As soon as you accept yourself and how things are going to be, it's fucking amazing, you know? As soon as you don't go against the friction. Like at night, right now, I feel like fucking coding and working on my trillion things at once. And when my wife goes to put my daughter to bed, and or she's doing something else or she goes to sleep, like I have the option to play with my trillion entertainment thingies around here. I can do VR, I can do PlayStation, I can do PC gaming, I can watch a show, I can watch a movie, I can do like so many entertaining things, and I choose to be on my laptop. And like yesterday night, I was eating junk food and watching the fuck is Peacemaker, which is a fucking amazing DC show. And I just, as soon as I took the last bite of food, I I didn't even finish the episode. I had 10 minutes left, open the laptop again and just cook, because I'm obsessed with this idea that I'm going to make it, even though I haven't defined what making it means. I think opening so many loops this year of apps that I'm using on my computer or web apps or services I'm using, but not closing them, it's eating me alive. And I want to end this year by closing all the loops, especially because I lost the entire summer to shoulder issues. I wasn't able to work and blah, blah, blah. Now I have this shoulder pain and shit, but it's not tingles. It's not preventing me from work. And I finally can close the year. That's why I did Shipmas, to like release one thing per day and just close it and be like, I'm fucking done. And yeah, it might be buggy and it might not be perfect. And I'm like, when did I become this person? I was the one telling people that it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be without bugs. It's always going to have something. People are always going to find something to complain about. But it's important that it's fucking out there. Saying this to myself. I don't know what else to tell you. I was planning to do 15 minutes of this because let me check my agents. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, currently I have an agent trying to, like, I am releasing a voice dictation app. There's spoiler for day 2, which I've been using for myself because I didn't want to pay a subscription for Super Whisper. I didn't want to pay a subscription for Whisper Flow or whatever the fuck was out there. I tried a couple of other things that were always buggy, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to make my own version. And I've been using it not with local models, even though it supports local models. I've been using it with Grok. That's with a Q in the end. And it's fucking instant, dude. You press a shortcut, you speak, and it's like literally below 1 second, you see it as text, and it's literally game-changing for me. It's a one-time payment, $19. The only thing that's preventing me from releasing it right now, and why I'm making Kitzecast, is some permission bullshit So as soon as I fix the microphone permission bullshit, when you launch the app, it crashes immediately. So now the agent is trying to ship a new CI release, watch GitHub, download the DMG, unpack it, install it, run it, check the logs. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, it does it again. And it's been doing that for the last 30 minutes while I've been speaking here. Speaking of vibe coding, I've been ping-ponging between, God, there's so many things to talk about. I've been ping-ponging between Cursor, Cloud Code, and Codex CLI. So in the last couple of months, it looked like I was working with Cloud Code. Then I jumped into Codex because it was amazing and insanely smart. Then I got tired of how slow it is. Cursor released Composer, started using Composer, and basically Composer is the reason why Benji is not dead right now, because not my dog. My dog is actually fine. The Cursor team didn't save him from drowning in a river. But they saved my app because it was stuck on ancient technology like Blitz, Mantin 0, whatever version there. And I didn't see a way out, and I was letting Codex run and actually refactor it, but the feedback loop was actually so slow that it pissed me off and I was about to quit it. And then with Composer, I got back into the seat and I was feeling like I'm coding because it was so fast that every decision, like I would, even when it was wrong, it would be wrong quick. And it was a tighter loop of feedback. And that's how, like, I refactored the backend, I split it into a monorepo, and I managed to make like a hello world native app. And instead of finishing the refactor of the web app, I went all in and I finished the native app, and it's now on test flight. And I've been a huge fan of Composer until recently. There was some issue with Cursor. No, actually, of course, I put some blockers that at night I don't code and blah, blah, blah. And I had to find a way to code. So I installed, my terminal was blocked, Cursor was blocked, Sizzy was blocked, everything was blocked. And I still found a way to install iTerm or some other terminal. And I was like, how do I vibe code in this? And I just opened Cloud Code with Opus 4.5. And Cloud Code, the CLI as a harness with Opus 4.5 is just absolutely fucking mentally insane. It's like crazy. And it doesn't set my computer on fire as much as Cursor does. Like Cursor right now, even through the headphones, I can hear the fans on my laptop, and I have one project. If I use the terminal and Cloud Code CLI, like my computer is sleeping and actually I get better results. So I've been using it so much this week that now I have to wait for my limit to reset. I'm paying $200 and I still hit the limit because I kind of overused Opus for everything. I'm like, commit this message, and Opus is doing it for no fucking reason, which reminds me of something that I should do. Actually, Cloud commands support that natively, right? I think you can run a command with a specific model so you don't waste that many tokens. So my commit and ship and build and watch and whatever should be with Haiku or with some other model. But anyway, I got so tired of using the CLI. Of course, I got so tired that I started building a UI for Cloud Code CLI into Sizzy. And dude, I've been talking for what now? Like 18 minutes, and I get filled up with anxiety for two fucking reasons. First of all, because I have too many projects open and I want to do too many things at once. And when I open the Twitter timeline, I see someone working on something remotely similar to one of my things. And one of my things is like 25 things, which means everyone is working on something remotely similar to one of my things. Duh. And I get pissed off. I'm like, oh God, now I want to drop whatever I'm working on and just compete and fucking finish that. Because bro, if I fucking chose one lane, which if I would choose from everything right now and I optimize for money, it's not doing shipments with 16 apps. It's not finishing Benji, which is like an OS for like a super specific group of people who want to be healthier and blah, blah, blah. That's like a small group. It would be Sizzy and Cloud Code and Codex and Cursor and whatever integration to make like a vibe coding IDE that would print money if I could focus on one thing, which I can. Pissing me off. So that's one reason why I'm anxious. Second reason why I got anxious is because I'm wasting time here talking about this. This seems like a waste of time. And I'm sitting here and recording a video instead of juggling and working on all of these things at once. And I think from all the dopamine thingies that I felt in life, vibe coding on all of my projects at once and feeling like I'm making a progress on everything at once has been the biggest dopamine rush of my life. And the pissed off part is like why it pisses me off is like I can see how I can glue things further to be even more productive, but I don't know how to achieve it, or I don't set time aside because that seems like a made up product on top of the other made up product to like make something that will push everything at once. Like I get boiling right now just talking about and knowing that it's possible that you can glue a bunch of markdown with agents and a bunch of shit and push everything that I ever wanted to exist at once. And I don't do it and I don't fucking understand why. It's pissing me off. Now I'm boiling. I want to stop the recording. I want to turn off my computer, throw it in a dumpster, and never work on anything again. God, I'm so fucking tired, dude. I have energy for all of this. I still haven't hit the burnout phase, to be honest. But the anticipation of making shit ton of I'm making enough money per month. I'm not making shit ton of money per month. And I feel like with everything that I've been inventing and with all of my ideas, even the micro ideas within my big ideas, like within CZ, I'll invent something. People are like, oh man, that's genius. How did you? And when you know that you can do that you can invent things and people call them genius things, and it's like, oh my God, that's such a clever idea. Oh, I wanted to do that and blah, blah, blah. It's like pissing me off that I'm not printing money. I want my printer to go like, oh, no, not enough color because you've been printing money all day. I get so fucking pissed, dude. I think I've hit my limit of talking. Like, there's a billion things I want to talk to you about. Like just the USA thing alone can be like a probably 2-hour podcast talking about all things USA. I ranted already on my Twitter. You can find the videos somewhere. They're buried somewhere on my Twitter. But yeah, I'm not making enough content. I'm not filming enough things. Even for the app that I launched, I made like a micro launch video, just like a screen recording yesterday, posted it lazily on Twitter, posted it lazily on YouTube, and it's just gonna disappear in the void unless I focus and I do a product hunt launch and a bunch of these product hunt clone alternative launches, and then I make shorts and I make just I get exhausted just by thinking about how much you need to do in order to push one product forward, let alone 15. It's fucking exhausting. So I'm definitely not gonna do that. Like, I will take one, just launch it, put it out there, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. And if I double down on marketing and content and all of those things, which I won't, would be on Sizzy, Benji, and Zero to Shipped. I get pissed off. I get pissed off. Anytime I mention these names, like within these projects, just from the code side, not the marketing, sales, whatever, landing page, SEO, AI SEO, or whatever these terms are. Just on the code side, there's so much to be done. Then I get fucking pissed that I cannot do it all. So people are like, oh, if agents make you so productive, how come you work all the time? Because there's like so much work to be done, and there's still not like a made a solution that the agents work all the time in the background without you prompting them prompting you, checking your things, and blah, blah, blah. 2026 is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm either going to be a fucking multi-millionaire or I'm going to fucking live on a farm and never touch a computer ever again. And I think that's a great sentence to wrap this podcast on. This is never going to see any platform, because as soon as I stop recording, I'm like, what the fuck do I do with the file? Where do I decided no more Kitzecast on the main channel. So YouTube has prohibited me from opening new channels. I tried, and it tells me you've reached your limit for the year. You cannot verify more channel. You can, but you cannot verify more. You cannot do the verification until 2026. So maybe I should wait for this episode. I shouldn't, definitely. I don't know if I want to record it daily and make it 15 minutes, because I know that if you miss a couple of episodes, then you get overwhelmed and you open it like, oh, he rambled for like 4 days in a row. Or maybe I should just sit down and do it weekly for like 30 minutes. But then if it's weekly, bro, I have 70 million things to tell you. I don't know, man. We'll see. I think that's the end of the episode. Check out DMX. Well, I'm not going to do the entire checkout thing because it will have to last 3 more minutes. Check out Sizzy. Check out Benji. Check out Zero to Ship. Check out DMX. Check out Blink. Check out... Like, there's so many fucking things to check out. Go in the description of wherever the fuck this is and check them out. Or go to Kitzecast.io, which is also being revamped. And it looks like from a blog, it went to like a full like app. So you can check that out. And I'll see you or hear you in the next one. This year, next year, God knows when. Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.